A lot of things went wrong for HLE in the last game. I think they had some issues in draft, the early game, everything Kanavi did for the first, like, 40 minutes.
No, how long did the game go? Because I think it was the first that amount of time, to be perfectly honest.
Even so, they still found windows to make it competitive. And I think if they come in, they just bounce back from that game one, they have a better draft, gives them more tools, and Kanavi maybe just dials it back a little, chills out a little bit. Then I think they can definitely win a game and maybe the series. We know they're capable of it, but yeah, that first game had a
what do you mean? They won MSI. Of course they're capable of it.
Yeah, this is KT on a streak.
Hey, that's actually very true. This team is very difficult to unvibe. They are well and truly vibing at this point, and it's a tough train to stop. I don't know why I got trains in the mind. Never mind. We do have one final ban to come through on HLE's side. They will take away the Orianna. No need to worry about any lock bans, but I think the Jace is probably worth taking away.
Jace, Nocturne, and Vi are the three that were banned last time that are available. Interestingly, the Poppy was just kind of ignored that last game, even despite being the most banned champion in the LCK right now. So Jace banned here. And honestly, if I'm looking at the junglers in terms of Vi, Nocturne, and Poppy being available, sorry, Poppy isn't available. It's banned.
No, Poppy's banned this time.
Yeah, it got banned this time. Yeah, sorry. Vi and Nocturne. I think Vi probably for Kanavi, I would say, is what he prioritized. But if you're going to trade, maybe you just pick something else up.
I did already lock the Vi in. I wrote it down on my piece of paper.
Oh.
So I don't think it's going to be the Mundo. And switch up Ryze. Okay. Never mind. My piece of paper has been ruined.
And Cassiopeia is already gone. There is the Anivia. You can play into it. But we haven't seen that as much recently.
It's going to be Taliyah Vi, though, isn't it? Isn't Taliyah Vi, like, just kind of ridiculous here?
Could go Taliyah Vi and even threaten a flex with the Taliyah.
I feel like that's pretty good. They can, try and make up their mind, though. Maybe they've got a different plan here on the KT side.
I think there's a lot of picks you can play mid and be okay in a Ryze nowadays. Not necessarily hard counters or anything.
All right.
They're going to go for the Pantheon. Also a champion that does well with Taliyah.
I'm very confused about the lack of Vi priority. She has been first picked over every other choice, almost any time she's been left up and available. The Syndra going to be coming in here, possibly for BDD.
Good into the Ryze. And is Kanavi just going to pick Lee Sin? Is my question. Because we already know Ryze, Lee Sin, pretty potent.
Is cycling.
Cycling non-jungle champions.
This would be a very early Jhin. They do decide to go this way.
Uma is pretty known for it, but instead actually going towards the Nocturne potentially has that global pressure that can match the Pantheon, but not as much early pressure.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I feel like as a man with Kanavi's tendencies, the Nocturne is not what I would say would work into the Pantheon quite as well, but we'll see. We've seen some Nocturnes actually find some decent gank angles just by being in the right place at the right time. Delight on the Shen.
Oh, the submarine with the Nocturne? Okay.
And like if they don't have their ultimates up, Ryze can just send them in there. It'll be fine. Plenty of avenues. So a lot of global power.
I'm already, if I'm an AD carry player, feeling uncomfortable and thinking, how can I be safe against this? Well, I think Alistar helps a lot. You can just headbutt the Nocturne away once he's landed.
Yep.
And make sure the tether doesn't get secured. So
can be annoying for Shen as well.
Decent pickup there. And the Syndra is still a flex option. I mean, in these days, anything can be a flex. But we have seen teams just moving more back towards AD carries. So I don't know how relevant it will be.
Yeah, I'll see whether they've taken the bait with what's going to be banned away here. As first ban on KT's side, probably going to be attacking the top side of the map. I think Zeus champion pool needs a little bit of attention, and that is going to be the case. The Gnar taken away first.
Yeah, Gnar already gone, Ambess already gone, Rumble already gone, Jace already gone. All of the top picks thinned out already. It is HLE who have first pick, so not first pick after the bans, but they started with the first pick, so it's KT with counter pick, and banning away things like the Vayne makes a lot of sense in this situation. Olaf seems pretty insane into what KT have, if I'm being honest.
True.
So I think a ban towards that would not go amiss.
Unless they want to blind pick it. Like, maybe this spot is good enough for it to be blind picked, but never mind. They are just going to ban it away. There's plenty of champions in the champion pool.
Yeah, I think Zehen is still pretty good into the KT composition. Could bring that one out.
I'm imagining that we're going to see a confirmation of where this Syndra is going, and then leaving counterpick available for Perfect. I think that is probably the best way to navigate it, as Zehen is going to be taken away. Perfect is fantastic at the champion, so is going to have that one denied.
I think it just works so well when the enemy team's diving into you, and you can just thrive in the chaos, pop your ult, insta-stack it on everyone in the melee. Corki coming through for FenRir, so it is going to be Syndra mid for BDD. The Corki has had a lot of success recently.
Yeah.
And now HLE, considering their options, I think probably will just be the Jhin. Can operate at a healthy distance, and we know Guma's very good on the pick.
Yeah,
There's a lot of freedom to light to roam.
I feel like Gumayusi on the Ziggs or the Jhin, pretty trustworthy, just in general. But looks like the Jhin will be the option. Does give Kanavi a lot of free reign, and giving him free reign is definitely a positive thing to do, because he will break the leash if you do try and tether him down. That's a Mundo considered once again here for Zeus. Very intrigued as to what he wants to do here. Blind picking it seems risky. What would be like the straight up answer to a Mundo?
Aatrox is really good into Mundo, but we saw last time he went into that matchup, he kind of just navigated it really well. Instead, he goes for the Anivia here. Pick with...
It is a pretty good Teemo angle.
Yeah. Anivia pick that has a lot of control when it comes to team fights, of slowing the pace down. Can be a bit of a nightmare for Alistar and Pantheon. I think the Gragas is honestly a pretty good response into it. Can disrupt it, reposition it, knock it into your team. And also can kind of function pretty well against a ranged top, just wave clearing with Q and healing up quite comfortably. Gragas also got some buffs not too long ago, increasing the damage resistance he gets from his W to kind of crazy levels. So
yeah, it also just fits this composition so well, right? Like, Kanavi comes in, delivers a Shen, and then you just get cast away. And then how do you get back?
There's so much CC from KT. This is why I was a bit worried about the Olaf into it, but so much CC and control that when you go in, you're liable to just get exploded. Especially, if the Syndra gets ahead of the Pantheon, Syndra makes things really comfortable for them. With HLE, I think they have a lot of tools in terms of the Shen, Nocturne that can make impacts on the map. And if they can sort of set up and control an area, they have a lot of things that can enable that. But I do think it's an easier time here for KT once again. Don't think there's as much disparity as the last time around, but I'm pretty confident in that regard.
Looking forward to Gragas demonstrating some fatherly energy towards the top side of the map. If you had watched the LCK feud, the most recent episode, I was pretty sure that Gragas would make a pretty good parent. But as it turned out, the survey said no. And that made me a little bit sad. So I'm hoping to get some redemption here with just how fatherly he is going to be played by Perfect in that top lane. Let's get on the Rift. Game number 2. Wow. That was very, very loud. There is not very many spare seats here in LoL Park today. And Hanwha Life, we'll see whether they can utilize some of that energy in order to bring us to the coveted 6-game day. How long did it take us to get to 6 games in the first the first round robin? I think it was like 3 weeks, 4 weeks or something like that. It was
so many
really long time.
Yeah.
We had some 5s, but it was mainly just 4.
Yeah.
Speedity only gets 1 of the melees. A little bit of a shame there. That's all right. Bit of a headbutt back from Effort.
The double taunt?
Yeah, Delight finding the... what does it mean?
Oh.
Sorry, it means they both get taunted.
Yeah, if you see 2 taunts, you might think there were 2 Shens, but it was actually just the 1 Shen.
Yeah.
Getting a taunt on 2.
FenRir is not hitting a lot of minions the final time. A little unfortunate here towards the bottom side of the map. HLE finding themselves with advantages kind of everywhere. Outside of here in this mid lane, I guess, because BDD is winning a lot of these health trades. The minions are still doing absolutely fine here for Zeka. BDD's Syndra has been absolutely fantastic. There is that one time where he got obliterated by Chovy's Yone, but that was a while back now. And this has always been a pick that he's been very comfortable on.
Last year when he got that 4-man scatter near the top side of the map.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of crazy.
Certainly had some moments.
Let's see what he can do this game, this time around. But my lens is pretty focused on Kanavi, who don't expect him to do a ton in the early game.
You say that.
Not doing a ton.
That would be good.
That would be better than what happened last game. So I think he has something to prove in this one.
Well, it looks like Delight has an idea. Oh my goodness, Zeka getting taken down to about 100 health. Does have that Shen waiting in the wings, but I don't think he's baiting anymore. I think he's just about to die. So he is just going to back away and should be able to head back towards this mid lane pretty comfortably. Usually just laning by himself into FenRir and effort right now. It does give FenRir a little bit more time to pick up a few of these minions. He's only down 2 on the wave, make that 3. As Delight goes in, nice little deadly flourish onto effort, but does get the triumphant roar. So the Alistar is going to be doing okay for the minute.
Plus, you actually see that effort popped the E before the taunt came in. He kind of knew it was coming, and then as a result could stun Delight up on the back end. Not really a heavy trade, but it's just cool seeing little interactions like that.
Wow, is this the Frosty Nocturne? Which is this one? The skin's like, I think it's either really old or kind of new. There's a lot going on there. As perfect, finding a great angle here towards Zeus, who's down to 100 health himself. KT fighting back in a few of these lanes.
Oh, FenRir could be in trouble.
Yeah, FenRir is going to be able to face check him though. And that means that HLE weren't able to surround this Corki.
Oh, what a flash.
Yeah, the flash gets out of the way. Effort wanting to find an angle here. The Aegis just soaks so much. Effort wishing he had the Pulverize back, but it is still FenRir. What do we do? FenRir, he's using his Valkyrie like an equalizer. That was ridiculous. Cuzz is going to be taken down for first blood. There goes effort as well. KT just fell apart, and now Zeka is looking for the angle. Doesn't quite get there as the burn is still ticking down. But Perfect's just wondering from the top lane, what the heck just happened?
How is FenRir the only one who didn't die in that situation, considering his aggressive gameplay when it came to...
Okay.
The cast missed though, so he should be okay.
Some popcorn chickens go over his way. That is going to be the smite for Kanavi, and we'll be able to lock that one down. Okay, take me through this replay, Aux. Let me know what happened.
This flash is pretty sick from BDD to dodge away from this, but then there's no combo from effort, and FenRir's not really able to get much damage down initially, so he just headbutts there. All 4 members of HLE just putting damage down. FenRir goes in super aggressive and has to flash out, as does Cuzz. And just in this longer fight...
the scatter just gets completely flashed!
Yeah, in this longer fight, the repeated cooldowns of the Ryze, the auto attacks of the Nocturne, actually getting a lot of value.
Man, okay, what a ridiculous start to this game. It is now a 2,000 gold lead for HLE, and it is spread all over the place as well, right? Like, you've got Zeka with 2-0-1 on this Ryze, and he was getting bullied in the mid lane earlier on. That has stopped now.
I mean, in this position, 800 gold lead already on Ryze is just an insane position to be in, especially since the items you buy are so reliable, because you're going to go extra HP early from the Rod of Ages.
Oh, party cast.
Less reliable.
Perfect. Taking a note out of his coach's book for that one.
If Zeka just ends up bulky earlier because he's got the extra gold to start picking up these items, it's just going to be so hard for BDD to ever kill him, who has limited DPS and is more about that burst.
Well, I'm wondering how KT are supposed to find their way back into this one. Delight is going to be able to stun up Cuzz here, who is likely to have his jungle completely denied now with the advantage that Kanavi has. And this is the Kanavi that is always going to win. It's the one that's ahead because he will just play aggressively no matter what, as there's a Realm Warp to come down towards his bottom lane. Valkyrie value and Pulverize value, gigantic in that moment. And so they're unable to lock down any of these kills. They get the cleanse out of FenRir and the heal out of effort.
Considering how that started, I think you can be pretty happy with that for KT. Good peel from effort there, but unfortunately there are still some consequences for the situation. A 20 CS lead already for Guma in this bot lane.
This seems to be a normal thing, right? You had a 30 CS lead in the last game, and a 20 CS lead this time around. Putting on a lot of pressure here as Perfect is playing hyper aggressively on this Gragas. Grabbing a Storm Surge to get himself out of there. That is going to work out quite nicely.
He's just very fast.
He is. He's a natural sprinter.
He has the build for it.
Bit of a Gimli. That's all right. FenRir trying to catch back up as best he can. Pulls it back to about a 12 CS gap.
You have the light playing around the top side of the map. Grub spawning in about 40 seconds, so just setting up some vision, some control in the area. Oh, not quite hitting him backwards instead into the wall.
I mean, better than the last one. Did hit.
It at least hit, got some damage down, and sports will encounter each other. Feels like HLE is setting up for a contest on this blue.
All right. It is Delight and Kanavi in the area. They pull out the blue buff. F and Cuzz should be able to answer, but with Zeka there, he is so scary right now. On this Ryze, Merc Tread's already done, and I think it's just not worth fighting for it. Problem is, like, Kanavi's so far ahead.
Cuzz dropped his wolves for, like, it reset the big wolf for him to come over there and contest, so he just wasted a lot of time. Not ideal, really. And Kanavi's going to move straight onto the grubs.
Well, that's a decent trade there for FenRir. Thought it was going to go worse than that. Curtain Call is available for Gumayusi, though, so if he ever finds himself in a positive scenario in any of these trades, throws down the ulti, then FenRir has to dance.
Off the cannon.
Oh, that is Guma with a lot of control retained. Second highest lead in the game is this Jhin, 1-0-2 compared to the 2-0-1 for Zeka.
I think when you have a meta where the AD carries are left alone for a lot of time, it just must feel so good having Guma on your team.
Oh yeah. I would definitely agree with you on that one. He has been playing a lot of weak side throughout his career. I think largely to do with the fact that his solo lanes throughout it have been very, very good. Another cast. This time it works out a little better. It's perfect. We'll be able to get that body slam and the severe burst of movement speed. Very cute how this works.
You see Zeka looking towards top lane now, but will be spotted.
It's a 3,000 gold lead. It's only 9 minutes into the game. This is getting very difficult as there's the Rune Prison going down. Flash away as Zeus is tanking up that turret for a little bit too long. There goes the minion wave. BDD was teleporting in. That is why they left.
Maybe was an angle if Kanavi, Cuzz ulted earlier, but he doesn't end up going for it. I guess also there's the fear of Kanavi ulting in, so I don't want to overcommit too heavily. Kanavi already has the Hexplate, by the way, completed.
Yeah. I don't know whether Tunneler and Small Hammer are going to be enough to answer that one for now.
Yeah, and early Ultima Hunter stacks as well.
Yeah,
all those.
3.
So his ult is going to be really short cooldown. Not going to give as many windows to KT when the lights are actually on. And he's just continuing to farm, continuing to pick up these camps. Dragon going to be secured. 3 grubs already in pocket. Got a 20 CS lead as well. I was saying he need a little bit of redemption from last game. I think so far he's earned it.
Yeah, I think it started off quite well for Hanwha Life eSports, I would say. Deadly Flourish will be avoided quite nicely here by FenRir, but he is still just falling further and further behind when it comes to these minions. BDD parked in the bottom lane. They are going to be clearing out some vision. Captive Audience will be removed here as well. But with BDD wasting all this time, he is just going to have to walk his way back towards the mid lane. Try and deal with Zeka and this push that is coming his way. 10 CS going to be the lead for the Ryze as well, with that big advantage that he picked himself up. And I don't know how KT is supposed to fix this mess. That's the big mystery to me. Or whether they don't, and they just win game 3 instead. Maybe that's going to be the theory.
They still have a lot of CC and pick potential, so if you find someone from HLE isolated, there's definitely that angle to go for. But it gets tricky when there's a Nocturne and a Shen. So is anyone ever really isolated?
Yeah, I don't think so.
And that Shen ult's now available, so already got that in pocket as a tool.
Okay, so Perfect, still having an okay time here towards his top side, but it's a Rod of Ages completion already for Zeus, who's just very comfortably scaling up. We know how incredible his His Anivia he has been our resident top lane Anivia guy. And will now just be able to endlessly shove these waves towards Perfect, who does need to do his best to deal with them. Does have barrels in order to do so. As there's a pulverize, bit of a delivery here as Delight is kind of scattered around. In goes Kanavi though, the Unleashed Power not going to do nearly enough onto Delight, who had the Aftershock, even survives that last Dark Spear, and walks over a control ward just to show them how close they were.
Very narrowly survives. I think the key thing was he actually had Aftershock up when he got ulted by BDD.
Yeah.
And that was a difference maker. Cuzz unfortunately pays for the situation, just gets taken down.
Well, I don't know. That was not the way back into the game for KT. It now moves to a 4,000 gold lead for our MSI champs. And the really crazy and kind of fun thing for this is that if KT were able to win the series, then it would they'd equalize the scoreline. Things would just be so close in the Legend group. It would be very, very fun. Nowhere near making up for the game score. But the other funny result would be that T1 would then move to first place in the LCK if KT win this.
Wow.
So KT taketh and KT giveth right back, I guess, if they were able to take this victory. As
yeah, I'm not sure if he's trying to kill him or just get him drunk.
Yeah.
These casks.
I mean, as far as a provider, he's doing a very good job throwing a lot of them around. But yes, for killing him, not quite being successful just yet. Gold lead not massive on the top side of the map. It is massive everywhere else that matters.
It's the fact it's spread out between jungle, mid, and bot. It's pretty awkward. It's not like it's all stacked on one person you can just take out.
Yeah, it's also just slowly growing over time without them needing to do anything.
And just the fact you're playing into Nocturne and Shen, it just really makes it uncomfortable to try and find a play, make something happen. Like here, they go for a play, and if you actually look here, the taunt through from Delight procs Aftershock as the Syndra ult was coming in.
Yep.
So it actually does save him, because he was on just a tiniest amount of HP there.
I think if the Scat of the Week had have actually landed, he would have been dead. I think there's no way. The scatter itself did hit, but it didn't have an orb behind it, so it didn't actually get the stun. And Delight was then able to Shadow Dash his way out. Still, I mean, it was an uphill battle regardless for KT. This game state is somewhat dire. As Effort will catch this wave, and FenRir going to make his way back. I mean, playing around the Corki 2-item spike might be a thing that they could do in this game. You will theoretically be in a better spot than the Jhin, who really does want to hit like 3 or 4 items. As there's a Paranoia in. They do throw down the ulti on to Zeka, who tanks up the turret for a little while. Delight trying to deal with it as well, but Kanavi underneath this one will be very capable of tanking it up. And oh, okay, I think they will get one back. There we go. Cuzz finds the kill on Kanavi, and they go 1 for 1.
Just what I'm thinking, even with Cuzz there, they can't turn the play around and BDD dies, and then Kanavi just a little bit too aggressive.
Oh, okay, FenRir, I see you. Will he be able to find the angle? The flash forward! The phosphorus bomb, and he solo kills Guma! What the hell?
Revenge for all that pressure Guma had on him earlier. And the big thing is that he chased him down because you know Guma just wants to get out of range to pop the ultimate and turn it into his favor. But FenRir chases him, connects everything, Conqueror stacked up, and is able to find the kill. Beautifully played there.
Oh man, that was so impressive. And you're exactly right. I'm really glad you bring that up because as soon if that fast bomb doesn't hit, you best believe that those curtains are being called, and then he's having to dance his way out and potentially dying.
This was super aggressive, and the fact that Cuzz is there and they still kill him, and could have just walked out. They could have just walked away. They didn't walk away.
No.
Kanavi's like, hey, we can get another one.
Sundered Sky. Fair bit of value there.
Yeah, so here, kind of blocked up by the trap, and just charges in, has that sustained damage. Guma quickly realizes he's losing the fight.
Yeah, I'd be pretty proud too. As Kanavi is going to come in and look to see whether he can kill Cuzz. FenRir is going to move on over. Deadly Flourish is going to be there.
You know, they can't obviously hear them live, but it must be nice having the coaching booth just cheering for you when you make a good play.
Yeah.
Just a booth of dudes are like, yeah, let's go.
And hopefully, you know, they go back and watch the game afterwards so they can actually see it, you know, because I imagine that that must feel pretty good. That's all right. FenRir going to walk towards Guma, and they get the heal out of Delight in order to move him out of the way. Perfect is going to come on over and stop this Shelly attempt. And KT, I know they're 3,000 gold behind. It feels like there's some tempo vibes shifting back in their favor.
We do have the Anivia pushing solo in the bot lane, so that's not really being dealt with right now.
Aha.
A little bit of a cause for concern. There's a 30 CS lead between the top laners. Almost 30 between the bot laners. 25 between mid lane. It's a lot of gold on the back of that, the farm differences, because HLE obviously don't have a ton of kills.
Yeah.
But just been picking up a lot of gold in all these situations. Plates as well, going to be contributing factors.
Yeah, the full turret going down. Zeus was actually not ahead by that much at the beginning of the game. It was pretty even.
Yeah, at the beginning of the game was really even. I think it's honestly the most even at the start of the game.
Yep. And now it is certainly not, moving closer to 1,000 gold in advantage. Perfect will be able to push this wave in, and so momentarily that will be lower, but Zeus will make his way back and look to pick up even more. About to build a dash cannon, and does have 8 stacks on the Rod of Ages already. So going to be dinging level 15 probably via that item. And that is going to be a very scary prospect.
Big spike. Get to, and I think that's why HLE feel pretty comfortable, is having the Ryze. It's just a late game insurance.
Oh man.
Jhin also does very well once you get to like 3-4 items. I think there's a lot of mid-game power in KT, the CC and the setup, but I haven't really been able to flex their muscles because of the deficit they've been in already.
Yeah. I think FenRir might have an opportunity, like they might be able to play around the Corki a little bit when the Muramana comes in, especially because he was able to get that solo kill, which has really helped patch up some of the gold problems. But it's still going to be a very difficult story. Rift Herald going to be started here by Kanavi to make sure that he gets that one done. She was about to leave in about a minute and a half. But Zeka's going to be able to come down and help him out. And KT, not much of an opportunity to get on in here, although we say that, Cuzz is just going to let it go. I thought that he was just going to press the Grand Starfall button, decides not to. And FenRir, not going to be the one to pick up the blue buff, will be BDD that collects it. As HLE might be able to get in position. It is a Hextech Soul this game as well. I didn't actually have time to notice it. That could certainly do some damage here as well.
Hextech free all day.
Yeah. We had a Cloud Soul, so I can't complain.
But I think with it being Hextech, going to be a lot of emphasis on securing this second Dragon Star and stacking them up. We've had 2 item spikes come in for HLE. This is really where it's significant when one team has 2 items completed pretty much across the board, and the other team doesn't have anyone at that point.
Perfect doesn't have one yet.
Yeah, I mean...
Oh, now it does.
There's a finish there, but it's just the... That's the main thing with gold leads, is that if it's a gold lead that's giving you a couple of components, that's not as big as if the gold lead is letting you get over that hump of a second item completion. And so HLE are really strong in comparison to KT right now because of that.
Oh man, 2 turrets falling over in quick succession. 5,000 gold now the lead.
Yeah, I think you just can't contest this dragon, if I'm being honest.
And I don't think you need to. It's second Drake. I don't think it's the end of the world if they do lose this. But maybe they're just going to fight for it anyway. We'll see. It is kind of what this KT composition wants to do. It's get into the mid game and start a fight. Problem is, right now, if they did, they are so incredibly far behind. You mentioned those 2 item spikes coming on in. I think Zeka would be basically impossible to kill. And even Kanavi is very durable with the 2 items that he has already completed. So it looks like they are just going to give it up. And KT just going to do their very best to grab as much money around this map until the next objective as they can.
I think it's the right call. I honestly, I always get a little bit scared when I say things like I don't think they should fight it, because so often I've had teams in the LCK just fight it immediately after I say that.
Yeah.
But in this situation, playing for time, when you're already this far behind in gold, you just have such a deficit right now, but it won't be as bad later. As long as you keep it up with farm, as long as the gold lead doesn't expand, which it has been doing a little bit in the past few minutes, but as long as it doesn't go crazy, there will be better times to fight than now.
Oh yeah. Maybe in game 3, but
yeah, that's a good time.
Even before then, maybe a better opportunity. As Zeus does hit level 16 on this Anivia. 4 levels to go here in this game as Delight Okay, not going to be baiting them in this time around, even though he will take a couple of spears. And KT, I mean, they have so much disruption, right? Like, there are some opportunities to sort of knock someone back a million miles with the cask and the headbutt. Problem is, no one on HLE is providing a target for KT to go in on. Zeka does look for a bit of an angle towards Perfect. Let's see. Effort goes in, gets the pulverize, but there's the curtain call. Effort tanks up a bit of it. As let's see whether this Gragas will be able to get out. He does. The unleashed power onto Kanavi will be a kill over to KT. That took some shenanigans, but they're able to get it done. And oh no, there's the double. Boom goes the dynamite. Zeka locks them both down. Zeus gets kill credit for one of them somehow, but still, really nice answer here from HLE.
And just when you think KT have found a way,
FenRir looking to try and do it again, as he can play around the vision here. Delight gets the taunt flash, but there is the stun. Oh my, the cleanse so good out of FenRir. Keeps himself alive, and they take down Delight. This guy's Corki is absolutely out of control. As now Cuzz has to flash away. Effort's moving in. Cuzz walled off, but there's the flash pulverize onto Zeka. Perfect finds his way back in, but I don't know whether he really wants to do too much other than take a drink, and that's exactly what's going to happen. And KT, I mean, that is just a kill under Delight.
That was a little crazy. A lot of summoners burn, which are going to be down for this next fight. That was actually something I was thinking about this play. So Perfect's got out initially, and he kind of gets a crazy flash to live this on the back end. But it kind of feels like Effort saves his flash. It's like, I want to save this flash for a better moment. Well, that's Perfect, not Effort. Effort.
Yeah. Perfect.
Saved his flash for a later moment and then used it. But either way, that's now a dead top laner. Nothing on the map apart from the Baron to play for. They could set up for it. They have a decent amount of control with like the Anivia. And Gragas definitely is a big help when you're trying to contest Baron, because you can just walk in and cask everyone away from it. But right now, it looks like the area's been locked down. Effort's going to have to face check all Cuzz.
They have that cheeky ward over the wall, giving them a little bit of information back, but man, Zeus is able to control so much space. Doesn't get the stun. The curtains have been called though, and Kanavi just sticking on this Baron with Zeka's DPS to help out. Now Delight goes in. Zeus is going to go golden. All the while, the Baron was being started and continued here by Kanavi. Locks that one up, and now Zeka finds the damage, and down everyone goes. Cuzz will be able to survive for a few moments, but even Zeka was hunting him. And this is looking like an absolute revenge game for HLE. 8,000 gold to lead, and now Baron in pocket.
They're just absolutely dominating them right now. And 8,000 gold lead actualizer for the Ryze, level 16. 505 on Zeka right now. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to match up well into them. Nocturne just ulting in, spell shield, very hard for Gragas to deal with you. And then feared into the stun afterwards. There was even a deadly flourish available. And in this play, it's just difficult to approach. Zeus gets a double stun into death, another stun into death. Well, at least we should swiftly be getting into game 3.
Yeah, I don't know whether KT are going to waste too much time allowing this one to end, because HLE are rolling in now. The orange tank is on the move. And Perfect is going to be able to at least try and get some bounty gold back here, but the inner turret is going to fall. A bit of a juxtaposition from the last game, where Zeus was doing the same thing. X-Flash from Effort was thinking about going aggressive on that one, but then thinks better of it. You can understand why. This game is in a very rough spot. Finally, the Gragas does manage to get through that turret there, but he is still only on one item. There are 3 fully completed ones on Zeus. Like, this gold lead is really getting to some absurd levels. 3,000 for both solo lanes.
Look at the mid lane item comparison.
Yeah.
Like, think how long it's going to take BDD to cut through these health bars. They're not even that tanky. It's just enough. Whereas Zeka,
of course he's going in. Well, they're going to try and find the scatter. That is a dead Kanavi. They're looking to try and take down FenRir here, who's able to move himself out of the way, but Gumayusi, he finds the bullet. Still, it's a double kill for Cuzz. Zeka trying to get the damage down. There's the scatter from BDD to try and lock that kill up. Force of Will not going to quite connect, but it's a triple for Gumayusi. There is a Penta on the table if he kills BDD in Effort, but it looks like they are going to get themselves out. And Guma just going to be dealing with these inhibitor turrets. Teleport back from Zeus. They want to end this game right here and now. Hex Flash from Effort, not going to be taken once again, as BDD just wanted to deal with these minions. They are fully buffed up, though, as this last Siege minion just going to get pulled away here by BDD. As the scatter not going to quite find Gumayusi. So it looks like HLE are going to let KT, I don't know, I was going to say survive for now, but it doesn't really feel like survival. Maybe stew. Let them stew for a little longer.
Yeah. Dragon up again. It's only third for HLE, but I don't see any way KT contest this. And this was Kanavi, as we've come to expect.
Yes.
He, of course, is going in, and he gets focused down. The Jhin shots, this fourth shot that comes in, he waits, finds FenRir there. And if FenRir, who's doing a lot of damage, he could have helped kill Zeka pretty quickly there. And then he could have retreated and healed up at the fountain. So critical that Gumayusi took him out, and he's able to pick up a triple as a reward. Third dragon secured, 10,000 gold lead.
My goodness. This, yeah, pretty ridiculous advantage. Infinity Edge done for Gumayusi as well. I think he's got a last whisper there, the makings of a Lord Doms or a Mortal Reminder will be coming on through. I assume Mortal Reminder is probably what's coming in with the Gragas and Alistar up and available, but I don't think it even really matters. May not even get there. Gumayusi will find a Deadly Flourish onto Perfect. Yeah, he's doing plenty of damage. As Effort just trying to do what he can. And even if KT find the engage that they're looking for, I just don't think that they have the DPS. That's what makes this so difficult. As the flash in from Zeka, and they will just blow up BDD. Not any way to play the game whatsoever. Cuzz is going to Grand Starfall in, looks for a bit of an angle, but they decide to kill FenRir. Effort is going to be there. Triumphant Roar keeps him alive. Down to the egg goes Zeus, and a cask is beautiful. But honestly, it's a little too late. Zeus goes golden, keeps himself alive, and they will all survive to take down the KT Nexus and bring us to 6 games on our final day of the week.
We're finally getting the 6th game. HLE coming in huge in that one. I feel like, honestly, at the 5-minute point, it looked a little bit fried for KT. This isn't the Frieds group, it's a Legend group.